Shoot, fire away.
First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's a huge win for you guys.
I'm tired.
I asked Malachi the same question. How do you obviously celebrate this win, but then reset for next week playing the same exact team?
You know, regardless of who we're playing, it's kind of, I learned this, you know, because I always find silver linings and everything, and you know, when it comes down to, you know, being hard on the guys too, like, you know, we probably should have gone for 2. There's all kinds of scenarios there. You know, we'd like to go up 3 scores, but you learn how to celebrate. You learn how to celebrate on Saturday, and you correct on Monday, and that's how we're going to face it. So regardless of who we're playing, we can talk about what we should have, could have, would have done, or how we could have won better, but look, we won. And that's what I'm trying to teach them too, because they're very, very hard on themselves. I don't know if that stems from me. Expectations here are super high, and I appreciate that. But I also want them to enjoy the moment, and that's part of it too. You know, you really got to enjoy it. So we know Baltimore's coming right back. It's going to be a battle. We talked about it as well, that, you know, we lost to them by 3 points. You know, we just beat them by 8. Eventually that's coming to play. So we're in first place because we're up by plus 5 points. And so this is, you know, hopefully it's first place for a long time, but, you know, we can't just, you know, be calm in the moment. We got to make sure we handle our business. And this is not a celebration by any means for the long run, but we'll celebrate for Saturday night.
What do you think was the key tonight?
Say again?
What do you think was the key tonight?
Honestly, I think the fourth quarter, I think the energy level. I really do. I was a little worried there because, again, I'm a fired up guy. And sometimes when I get fired up, the team can take that the wrong way, and then all of a sudden you get personal fouls. We let them back in the game. I thought they were in that game at halftime because of our, you know, our bad habits. You know, we had 2 personal fouls, and we have a good kick returner, as they do. If it's assessed after the kick return, well, that's 10 more yards that they get, and that's a problem. That's a big reason why they got the field goal that they did right before half. So we talked at halftime about, look, we want to keep our energy level up, and on the board, before the game, we talked about composure, we talked about poise, we talked about focus, we talked about execution, and so I really think we did that in the second half and definitely into the fourth quarter. It really took those words to heart, and they buckled down, and they stopped jibber-jabbering, and we stopped fighting, and we stopped focusing on them, and we just did our job, and I thought they did a heck of a job doing it.
Coach, I know there's a long way to go, but is being in first place an important step and something that these guys should celebrate and you want them to celebrate?
100%. I really do. And so here's now I've been doing this for a while, and even, you know, as a young coach, the goal now is to learn how to play with the lead. Kind of the same thing if you're in any kind of race, that if you're winning, it's very different as far as chasing. And so now that we're in first place, I'd like to see how we react to that. Does that make us complacent? Does it make us hungry? Does it make us want more? You know, and we're going to talk about that. I want you to want more. You know, I want you to want, you know, as much as you possibly can take, and we're just going to continue to lead the pack. You know, we're going to be the pack leader, and that's where we're at right now. So I think that's the motivation. But yes, we want to celebrate tonight, but it's going to be 100% back to work for the coaches tomorrow, for the players. You know, Monday and Tuesday, and got to take care of, assess some injuries. But it's going to be a battle now. Baltimore's a different animal. You know, than some of the other teams in this league, and it's physical, it's hard, it's in your face. They coach well, but glad we did our job tonight.
Coach, do you feel like you pushed your players to the full potential during the game?
It's an awesome question, young man. Absolutely, and that's the goal. You know, and so you know, you want to be respectful of the players, and so for me, you always want to be honest with your players, right? And from the day we started recruiting them, we had to sell them on an idea and a belief that they didn't know. Nobody knew what Albany was. Nobody knew what the Capital Region was. Nobody knew what this franchise was going to be. So think about how well I had to paint this picture, and how this coaching staff had to paint this picture of what this is going to be. And so it started with the ownership, with the front office. We had to really sell these guys on what we thought this was going to be. And if it didn't come true, well, then your players don't trust you, and then they might not want to play as hard. So the fact that this is all coming into fruition, and the fact that this is all coming true, and there's great crowds, and there are block parties, and the city does appreciate us, and we are the top professional sport in the Capital Region, they're going to play harder, and they're going to play for the fans, and they're going to play for us, and anything I ask of them, they're going to do because they know I'm going to put them in the right situations, because from day one we've been honest with them. So there's a whole process to this, much like a recruiter in college football. That, you know, you chose this college over, you know, 200 other schools. It's the same way here, and I'm really happy that they chose this, and I think that they chose right, and I think they know they chose right.
Now you spend a lot of time watching film, I imagine, and getting
Too much.
and getting you guys all set for the week. So in the very little time that you actually spend out in public, Have people recognize you? They come up to you?
Yeah, I get that all the time too. Plus I'm missing half an ear, so that helps. But at the end of the day, it's awesome to see that. And I think we're starting to see the players too. And so we do try to do as much as we possibly can. I mean, tomorrow guys will be at the Humane Society. They'll be at the Air Base. Tomorrow they'll be reading to kids on Monday. There's an Epilepsy Foundation bowl-a-thon that the guys will be at on Monday. We're doing a kids camp here on Tuesday. Like, that's the goal. Look, it's about the back of the jersey because that's who you are, but it's also about the front of the jersey because that's what you represent. And the city's really embraced us. I think this is just a honeymoon now. We're gonna be married for a long time here, with the city. And so the guys really appreciate that.
Coach, how big was that defensive play? The big hit and then the fumble recovery and that kind of thing seems to bring all the momentum.
Big time, absolutely. Yeah, I think it should look. It's just a matter of time. It's a great question. It's just a matter of time before the momentum was going to swing in our direction. And so when you look at their big play capability, they have great receivers, super fast. The quarterback was the MVP of the league last year. Brandon Tompkins, who I've had a pleasure to coach for 3 years in Orlando, the kick returner. I mean, he's been the playmaker of the year. Pretty much the guy who has the best kick return, like yards per catch. I mean, he's just an unbelievable, talented receiver. He has the ability to take it back to the house every single night, and I think you can see that. So our job is to limit their big play capabilities because we want our crowd to be in it. The last thing we want to do is have them scoring left and right all over us in big plays. We need you to score. It's arena football, it's going to happen, but we don't want you to score big. So we were trying to be as patient as we possibly could. They understood that, and we were just biding our time. And the defensive backs on that particular play did an awesome job because if he threw the football, it was going to be intercepted. And he held the ball and just so happened to hold it in the end zone. So it was either going to be a safety or not. So we talked about this, and we want to sack him. And not only do we want to sack him, we want to separate the man from the football. And they did what we told them to do. They did what they executed. They rose to the level of their training. And Cato on the spot, man, jumped on the ball, and that's what it's all about right there. So that's the energy boost that we needed. And then you're up by 2 scores. And probably what we should have done, and so I'm kicking myself, and other coaches were kind of a little upset because you want to be perfect. We should have probably gone for 2. And, it's a teaching moment for us as well that, the difference of 15 and 16, there are no differences. Really, when you look at, as coaches, you have a card and it tells you exactly when to go for 2, and I should have just reached in my pocket. But we should have gone for 2 to put it up 17, and there's just 3 scores, and then we would have been really, really leading. But yeah, nonetheless, man, it was an awesome play. And glad that the momentum was able to shift in our favor, and the fans were right there, man. The fans were there every single step of the way. They feed off our energy, and I'm really proud of the fans. I love this fan base, and it's only going to get better.
Coach, we've seen Malachi and Joe week in and week out, but to have Greg catch that touchdown pass, he recovered an onside kick. What does he bring to the offense when he's there and being Greg Carr?
Yeah, look, he's a veteran. Like, Greg is awesome. Like, there's certain guys that, like, God willing, we win a championship this year. There's guys that I wish that I could show them the trophy to because I've coached them for so long. They just might not be on this team. And so when we had an opportunity to get Greg Carr here, not only does he bring awesome talent and he knows the game and he was human being. So when we get it to Greg Carr, he's going to go up and he puts his hands up, 6'5", turns into 9 feet. I mean, that's how big he is. So what I love is when you see guys like that score. I just love the team chemistry. Everybody loves when everybody scores. Like that's something that you just can't teach. And so when he scored and everybody just rallied around him, they were so pumped, we knew it was going to be a good day.
Coach, do you feel like your experience in the NFL helps you when you're on the field with your players?
Yeah, absolutely. I think in everything in life, leads you to the moment that you're in right now, for you included, right? You're in this moment. This is going to just lead to bigger and better things. You're going to take this experience on to something else. And so for me, I've been doing this a long time. And I always knew as a player that I was going to be a coach. It was just a matter of time, and when I was unfortunately had to stop playing, I thought, the world was over, and then I found coaching, and I realized the world just began. And so, for me, every moment you reach back into something. And so, I don't think the fans is a great example. I don't think the fans have quite understood why we onside kick yet. I hear that from the crowd. Yeah, but there are situations of why you do certain things, why you kick the ball a certain way, and we study this stuff over and over and over again. And yeah, I might reach back to a game that I played in or coached in 2006 or 2010, and Coach Moss, assistant head coach, is unbelievable. I mean, he's been in this league since day one. So we have a lot of experience on the coaching staff, and you always got to learn from your past to help you with the future.
Coach, do you feel like since your experience in the past changed a little bit over time, doing it different people is in the league now?
Yeah, so like a great example. So for me, why I love this staff so much, this is great. I mean, a little insight to me that I always had younger coaches around me. You know, and that maybe you can attribute that to maybe insecurity or, you know, hey, you don't want to be the top dog and your head coach. Well, you know, this year, you know, after having a year off last year, because the team I was coaching for is no longer, I said, how can I get the best staff possible? How can I grow as a person? Well, let's put an older coach around me, a more experienced coach around me, so I can even learn even more. And so Coach Moss has been a great mentor to me, but, you know, the minute you think you know everything is the minute you know nothing. And so for me, you know, I wanted to grow even more. So that's how my past has helped me to get better as a coach and to learn. So, good job.
One more question.
Yeah.
If you- both Brandon and Malachi talk about the team being a brotherhood,
Yeah.
and that I know we spoke on day one back in the open house and talked about servant leadership.
Yes.
How does that is that kind of a top-down strategy from the coaches all the way down to the players?
Totally. I think you see with the ownership group. I think when you look at our ownership group and what they've done for this community, those were the talks that we actually had. We didn't really talk about X's and O's when I was hired. It was about how can we make this community whole. You know, how can we bring something together where people really, really enjoy. And then for me, like it was like music to my ears. Like I heard about, you know, the words that came out of that I heard were job creation, you know, fill a void, give the people something that they can be proud of. Like that is like everything to me. And so yeah, the players see it. They see how hard we work. They see how tired we are. I mean, I'm out there running around giving water to the players and bringing towels out there. Like that's what it's all about. Like I'll do anything for these guys, and in return they'll do anything for us. So you can't teach that, you know. But we recruited it. We wanted guys who are going to play physical on the field and are good people, and we just knew it was going to be a great mesh and a gel. And we have a great culture here. Like any business, I think it starts with the culture. And we have great culture from top down. Awesome. Print it.